Okay, Knights MMA. That means Knights Mixed Martial Arts. This is gonna be the greatest ultimate online dojo, the best place in the world to learn martial arts online. Hi, I'm Tommy. I'm a web developer, love websites. My favorite color is magenta, it's a great color. I'm a lifelong martial artist. I'm a complete martial arts nut. Close to 3 decades now I've been in the game. Love it as much now as the day I started. Still learning new things. Fantastic. My work was featured on the UFC. This was really cool. I do a lot of breakdown work, analysis work with videos, and I've been featured on the UFC. That was an awesome thing as well. For this project, for Knights MMA, I'm trying to combine my love of martial arts and my love of websites. I'm looking forward to doing so. P.S. I am also a meme lord. I am one of the greatest meme creators you'll ever meet. If you want to see my memes, we'll talk about that. But you come ask me about that. I show you that. Let's talk about who's going to be using Knights MMA. This is Lawrence Gallopin. Lawrence Gallopin is a lifelong martial arts hobbyist, loves the martial arts. But there's one key thing to note here: he is not a pro fighter, he is a computer programmer. Finances are not tied to martial arts. This is something he enjoys, he does it for fun. He is a big time martial arts nerd. That means a lot of the time he is watching martial arts videos on YouTube, always looking for the latest technique, the best fights, all these kinds of things. He learns because he loves it. Wants to be the best hobbyist that he can. And when he watches these videos, he's kind of noticed not as much sticks as he would have liked. He just watched a couple hours of YouTube videos, and when he gets out there, when he gets to the mats, he doesn't really feel like he remembers it so much. So that's one thing to know about my man Lawrence here. Taron Donovan. Taron Donovan is a new dad, and he's a nurse. So he's someone that has family responsibilities and a full-time job. He's always wanted to learn martial arts. Key thing here, he doesn't know martial arts yet, right? So he's different from our hobbyist. He doesn't know martial arts yet, but he's always had an interest, always wanted to do it. But there's nowhere to go around him. He lives up in the back bums of Bangor, Maine, and there just isn't a dojo around for him to go to. And you know what? Besides that, he doesn't have a lot of time. He's a new dad. He's got a job. And because of that, you know what? He can't leave the house for long periods of time. You know, a gym that's half an hour away, which might be the closest, is too far. He's a dad, newborn. He can't be leaving the house a couple nights a week for hours and not take care of the baby. Not gonna have it, right, ladies? Not gonna have it. Paul Jackson. This is the third guy. Paul Jackson, he wants to be a pro fighter. This is a guy that wants to fight under the bright lights of the UFC. That means he wants to get to the highest levels of the game. It's not easy. Because of this, right, he wants to get to the highest level. You gotta meet other people that have been to the level that you're seeking to get to, especially UFC fighters. You've got to meet these people, right? But it's tough when you don't have the money to travel and you know you're a local fighter. It's not easy. Also, you know what? He wants to open his own gym one day. And to open your own gym, you gotta make sure you're learning the best. Gotta make sure you're learning the best martial arts moves. Right? So you gotta be aware of what techniques are good and what techniques are being used these days. Okay, let's talk features. Knights is bringing in some heavy duty artillery when it comes to features. We've got an interactive curriculum. This means we're using some really cool web technology to create interactive elements for the user to assist their learning. One example would be that picture on my right. You hover over the red dots, it's going to say something useful. It's going to say something that forced you to interact in order to learn it. User profiles. So just like Facebook, you get like your own corner of the website in your form of a profile. User blogs would serve as like the user wall of Facebook. You can post things, you can post what you've been up to lately in terms of learning technique, and people can engage with that post. There's a direct messaging system. This works more like an email than a chat, but you will be able to message each other, other students that you find in the website. Very important. member directory, and within the member directory, there's going to be teacher users and student users. So teachers and students will be able to find each other through this directory and a filtering system of what they're interested in. An assessment system. Ideally, this will be an automated assessment system if I can complete it. However, if not, this will be an assessment system that's done over Zoom. So students would come over a Zoom chat and be assessed. There's also office hours and lectures with me and other Knights instructors through Zoom, and you'll be able to attend those lectures when you're a member of Knights. And of course, we have a user forum, so you can post things on it, get the community to help you, ask questions, all that kind of thing. This happens with the features of Knights. And how it's built, very simply. We're going to use WordPress, my favorite CMS. You know, love it or hate it, I find myself feeling both ways, but it gets the job done. It's not going anywhere, so WordPress. Elementor is by far my favorite page builder for WordPress, so I build all the front end stuff using Elementor. CrocoBlock is a fantastic company. Love this company. They create dynamic plugins for Elementor, so I can connect the front end and the back end using CrocoBlock plugins. And then for anything CrocoBlock can't handle or Elementor can't handle, we've got HTML, CSS, and PHP. PHP being the language that WordPress runs on. So those four right there, that's my holy square of technologies for